What's up, everybody? It's Kevin with Hunt Nashville. And on this podcast, we sat down with Jonathan Singleton, and he is actually Grammy-nominated. A Grammy-nominated songwriter, which is pretty freaking awesome. It takes a long time to get that in front of your name. He's written songs for Billy Currington, Gary Allan, Watching Airplanes, one of my favorites, actually. Guy Walks Into a Bar by Tyler Farr, Red Light by David Nail, Let It Rain by David Nail. The list goes on. Josh Turner, Why Don't We Just Dance, Diamond Rio, Tim McGraw. I met this guy back in the day when I was doing the King Billy band, and we would be at the same showcases and that kind of thing. He had a band called The Grove. And during this whole time, I had no idea that Jonathan was also a hunter and lover of the outdoors. So it was great to actually sit down with him to talk music and hunting. And we are definitely going to be hitting the woods together, hopefully next week. But if not, in the fall, we're going to be chasing some whitetails. Check out this conversation we had with Jonathan Singleton. Oh, man, you got camo Nikes on. Look at that right there.
I just got these, man.
Those are sick.
Nice. I know they're supposed to be ghetto, but I was like, man, this probably the same thing. This probably fits me.
No,
all right, hey, they'll work in the turkey woods.
Yeah, and you can go slip off in the woods just right away.
I don't even have to change shoes.
That's right. That's a perfect intro for this, too.
Yeah, we're sitting here with Jonathan Singleton. And I've known Jonathan on and off, mutual friends. We run a lot of the same circles.
Yeah.
On and off for about 10 years, I feel like. I've heard you around town, and I was doing King Billy. You were doing...
That's right, yes.
What was that band you had going?
The Grove.
Yeah, and you had another one too, though, right?
Jonathan Singleton, The Grove. You're talking about mine and Tercy's band? Years ago, we had a band called Daisy Cutter.
Yeah, Daisy Cutter.
It was across the road from you guys' house.
I lived with Steve.
That's
I lived with Steve.
Okay.
Yeah,
yeah. So we were keeping you up at night.
Oh, yeah.
Shitty songs.
No, we had two drummers in the house, so nobody cared about getting sleep or anything.
Nobody was sleeping in that house.
Right.
Yeah.
But, we're just connecting all the dots here. But, Jonathan is hit songwriter and has you've been having your hands in a little bit of everything around town for a long time. Let's hear the start of what brought you to Nashville.
Oh man, I was playing with I had the band The Grove forever, and we were a bar band. We had the same house gig in Jackson, Tennessee at a place called Barley's Brew House.
Okay. Is that long enough?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay.
Barley's Brew House for 7 years. So we've been doing all the regular stuff. We play Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then we try to go out on the weekends and do our original show. So we'd make money during the week, and then we'd go out and lose money on the weekends.
Right.
So you could actually make money in town?
We were making money in town, man. Jackson, Tennessee is an interesting place, man. It's right in the middle of Memphis and Nashville.
Yeah.
So I mean, it was a big music town, man. And back in the Bill Clinton thing, when there was people were drinking beer and had money to, and that's not any kind of political thing. It just happened to happen that way.
Right.
There was 5 or 6 bars, man. We were making good money doing that.
That's cool.
But anyway, we had been a band forever, and we had a couple CDs out we were just The Grove then, which is interesting. It was the Nashvilleism that had to become Jonathan Singleton.
It had to be just The Grove.
Right. Yeah, so it couldn't be The Grove. And anyway, I met a guy in town in Jackson that was in Humboldt, Tennessee. It was right down the road. That was writing for Roger Murrah at the time. And when I met him, he told me he was doing that, and I said, I don't know who Roger Murrah. I didn't know people wrote songs for a living. I had no idea anything. And anyway, so we started writing some songs, and we were cutting them in town. And there's a few things that happened here and there. I started singing demos for a few people, and kind of inching my way towards town. My cousin's Whitney Duncan, who had a deal on Capitol.
Yep.
Ash Bowers was running around for a while. We were his backup band. We were Whitney's backup band for a long time. And a guy named Brad Cotter, if you remember that guy.
I remember the name.
We did a couple more sort of Nashville Star acts. And,
I was touring with some of those
American
acts.
Idol. There's American Idol, a couple of American Idol acts. So we started coming to town doing that stuff and playing showcases. We played Ash's showcase. We did a bunch of stuff like that. And I started writing songs and came to town to write songs because we were already old. I mean, I was married and doing the things. There's no way we're getting a record deal. And so I figured out the more I asked about a publishing deal, the more they would lean towards a record deal. So I figured, well, if I start asking for a record deal, they'd give me a publishing deal. So that's what I did.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, that's cool. So you're like, well, I don't really want to publish a deal. But then it came in.
I knew the artist thing wasn't for me, man. But we did about 4 years. We were on Universal South for about 4 years.
Okay.
And I powered through. I'm a home guy, man. I like being home. I want to be the guy behind the guy that's behind the guy that you don't know this next guy, and then I'm behind him. That's what I want to do.
Same way.
But it didn't work that way, so it was stressful, man, through those things. But we had a couple singles out, but at the same time, I had Watching Airplanes, my first everything.
Gary Allen,
it's a killer song.
Man, that's one of my favorite tunes of that
man.
era. That 2002. What did it
was it? I'm not sure. Let's see. I'm gonna see.
2007.
Looking at the gold record on the wall
2008. 2008.
Oh, was it that far ahead?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, 2008.
But that was kind of a turn. It felt like, especially for Gary and those things. And
definitely.
That was my first hold, my first cut, my first single, my first everything.
How long had you had a publishing deal at that point?
Man, I hate to say it, but not a super long time.
So it was one of those fluke things. Either that or you're incredibly talented.
Well, it's probably a fluke. It's probably a fluke. Lucky and blessed.
Well, it's a dang good song.
Right.
That's a freaking awesome
it was.
It's a killer song.
Yeah. And I think that was with me and Jim Beavers too. And Catherine Blassingame, who's Eric Church's wife, was my publisher at the time, and was masterful at setting up co-writes, which has become, kind of the key to me getting cuts in town. It's like if you're. So Jim knew all the tricks, so she set me up with Jim because she knew I didn't know anything other than how to do a melody, and he'd been doing it so long, he knew all. So we were kind of fighting each other in a good way and coming up with these songs. So we had about 4 in a row number ones, and
That's awesome.
Yeah, man, it was
What
great.
were the other ones?
Billy Currington, Don't.
Okay.
Why Don't We Just Dance? Josh Turner and oh man, come on! Don't
right.
I don't want to be that guy, man. I don't want to be that guy.
I've just had too many.
Once you get past
I'm
two.
just bad at remembering though. That's not. But yeah, it was. That was great. No, I'll take that back. The third one, the fourth one wasn't with Jim. It was Red Light. It was David Nell.
Oh,
Red
yeah,
Light. So
okay.
that wasn't with Jim. But it was also with some people Catherine had set me up with. So
It
anyway, that was
Red
the first.
Light, was it?
Red Light.
Yeah, that
Red
was
Light, and I had Red
good
Light and Let It Rain and Nights on Fire was his last thing. Well, not last, but anyway. But yeah, man. She was great. I learned so much so fast from those guys, and Eric Church was coming up at the same time too.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I learned a lot of what not to do as an artist too.
Right.
He had eventually made work for him.
Yeah, he had a long road. He
It was a long
managed
road,
to
man,
piss a lot of people off.
He did,
At
but
first.
it's working for him now.
Overnight success.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
15 years.
15-year overnight success. Yeah.
So had you ever co-written before you moved to Nashville?
I
or was
had,
that a
man.
newer
My,
thing?
my brother plays and is a fantastic singer, man. He's one of the best in the world to me, and I hope it's not just because he's my big brother, but I was in his band, and he always wrote the songs, and he was a way better songwriter and singer and baseball player and everything than me. I did hunt better than he did. I did.
All right, yeah.
That's the most important.
That was the most important
Yeah.
thing, anyway. But we co-wrote some, so that was kind of my intro into songwriting is from him, and he's still in Nashville, North Carolina, and plays around, but it's more bluesy kind of stuff. Well, not more, but it is blues.
Right.
Does he have a raspy voice, kind of like you?
Yeah, but
He
more
does? All
and
right,
better,
yeah.
and he's fantastic, man. So we had co-written some, and there were some guys around Jackson. It being Carl Perkins is from Jackson,
Yeah.
so it was kind of that mix in between country and rock, which is what I always kind of did anyway. Ours was just a newer version of it. So I'd co-written with those guys some, but not at the level that we get to do now. I mean, my schedule's insane. When I go every day, I'm like, man, I get to write with that guy, or I get to write with that girl.
Right.
I had Jesse Alexander and Dan Esbel today. I mean, it's just a great, it's like,
man.
and in Jackson, we were getting a couple of guys that we maybe knew how to write a melody that might work somewhere down the road,
Right.
But yeah, it was interesting, man.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, and all the writers we talk to, I don't think that we've actually laid out how an average Nashville songwriter goes out. Me and Jared know how it goes down. Because we're both writers.
Sure.
But just lay it out. How does that play out? Like with your publisher to like hooking up everything.
Okay.
And all. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's different versions of it. If I'm writing with just a writer, so it's not an artist, right? So I'm at Big Machine Publishing, so there may be if you take Barry Dean's at Creative Music, so they call each other, which is hilarious because me and Barry know each other. So I just need them to call.
Have your people call mine.
Exactly. Or however that works, they put it on the schedule, and they give us a list. And I guess there's guys that are better at it than I am about target writing. They give us a list of who's cutting and when they're cutting and what they need and stuff like that.
That's the tip sheet.
That's a tip sheet.
That you get from
so
the publisher.
the guy that's cutting next is at the top of the list, and the guy that's cutting the latest is at the bottom of the list. And they have their producer on there and what they are looking for, which usually says hit song.
Right.
Number one.
A number one.
So, just go ahead and do that.
Yeah. What's the one that's my favorite one is like not mindless hit, but obvious hit.
Obvious, yeah, right.
And sometimes if you're real lucky and want to feel good that day, they'll say one of your songs. Something like Watching Airplanes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, if you could do that every day, I would just do it every day.
Right.
It's like,
You wouldn't be here talking to us. You'd be
I'll be writing,
with your new friends.
watching helicopters or something. Yeah.
So you just make it a minor?
Exactly.
Same
Chromatic
thing.
walk.
Right.
Yeah. Some kind of Beatles ripoff.
No more than 4 chords.
Yeah. Key change. Yeah. So we sit in a room and we go, okay, what's that? Today, for instance, was an interesting day because Dan had an idea, and we started working on that idea. So we go, okay, who's cutting that would cut something like this? And then we abandoned all that and we wrote the song that we wanted to write, so it probably won't ever get cut. But that's what we do. So it's kind of come up with, my version of it is come up with the music, what that sounds like, and then fake syllables through it and mumble through it.
Are you more of a melody guy or a lyricist?
Man, I'm not sure. I think that it's an LA thing. I don't know. I think the Nashville writers do it all.
Right.
Yeah. It feels like some guy was in here, this LA guy, and he said, "Are you a top line guy or a?" I was like, "I don't even know what you're talking about."
Top line guy.
We write the whole thing and then we go demo it, and then
Right.
it's done, and then we hand it to him. I don't know. So yeah, I guess I am. I'm not really sure. But yeah, maybe more lean that way, melody things. I don't have a giant list of ideas in my phone. I did when I moved here.
Right.
But now I kind of lean on these new guys that I can push around. I'm just kidding. To steal their ideas. But no, I do want to write with guys that have great ideas because I've got 2 kids now and a bunch of stuff kicking around and don't have time to come up with those ideas.
Right.
Hunting, I come up with a ton of those. That's a great time to try to figure something out, especially a country song.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's kind of how it works, and then we kind of demo it, which has become this now. Studio land with the same thing that y'all got right here, basically.
Right, exactly.
And put some drums on it and do the thing, and that's what they want now is an instant.
And the work
turn it
tapes
around.
aren't cutting it anymore.
It's not
Used to,
really
you could just
cutting
turn on a
anymore, man.
recorder, just record yourself and then turn it in. But
Yeah, well,
now
so many
it's
producers
crazy.
are track-based guys now too. Man, they don't understand why you didn't put an 808 on it. They can't fathom why you didn't do that. It was sitting right there.
Just a click away, literally.
A click away.
yeah, they want all the bells and whistles right away.
Yeah.
And it's it's like, well, you got time for that?
Yeah.
Who's paying for that?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'll put it in my invoice.
And you play a little bit of everything, do you? Play
I
drums?
try, man. Yeah,
I've
I
heard some of
started
your
as a
drumming
drummer.
on
I started as a
church and
drummer.
stuff.
Yeah. I played drums in my brother's band
Cool.
forever and ever, and that was a time we were doing a more R&B kind of stuff, and it was James Brown and Otis Redding and stuff like that, and so that was interesting for me. So I guess I'm not a Nashville drummer. I'm at all. I've been told to stop hitting the kick so many times.
All right. Yeah.
It was the bass player's having a hard time with that 1-5 and how many times
No
he can get
longer,
to it before
That's no longer a ghost note if you hit it every time.
Yeah. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. But
So you're more of your Foo Fighter style and the
or if
R&B.
it's more more funky kind of stuff is what those are the guys I grew up listening to. but yeah, and I played bass in the band. When it was my brother's band, I was fortunate enough to for him to fire a bunch of people, and I would have to
Just
play.
fill
So
in.
now you're playing bass. So
Oh,
it's your
right,
big brother.
yeah.
He goes, "You're playing bass." He goes, "Well, I don't play bass." Well, you're going to. That's
Yeah,
what
like
you're
you
gonna
done songs.
And I would play bass
Right.
and then guitar. He never really let me play guitar that much, but there was a lot of guitar players around town, just like there is in Nashville. So I've never been the best, but I can always I can edit really good, man.
Oh, that's good. That's all you need to
Good
do.
to know. Alright, I'm gonna slip out of here.
All right,
man.
dude. Catch you
Hey,
later.
good to see you, dude.
It was really nice to
Yeah,
meet you, man.
Nice to meet you.
Y'all have fun.
All
All
right.
right.
I'll see y'all later.
Jared is headed out the door. He's got to go pick up the kids. I'm sure.
Yeah,
He's got 3. Wait, I think he might have 4.
he's got 4.
I can't even keep track.
That's busy, man.
That's
That's busy.
We got our second on the way.
Oh, nice,
Yeah,
man. Yeah, I
due,
got 2 too.
July.
That's awesome.
So yeah, we're really excited. We're like, getting the nursery the second nursery together, which it's another girl, so we
That's
got
awesome.
everything. We already have everything, so that's good.
That's good. Yeah.
But 2 girls, so we're probably just gonna keep going until we get a boy.
Are you really? Yeah. I've got 2 boys. So.
Oh, do you really?
Yeah,
oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. But we're not going to keep going until we get a girl. I think we're done.
All right.
I think
Yeah.
we're out. Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
We're going to go do stuff again. I think we say we are. Knock on wood.
Yeah.
Probably not.
How old are they now?
5 and almost 2.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's good separation.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We did 2 years. It's gonna be a little tight.
Yeah.
It's,
Yeah. That was me and my brother. 2
All right,
years. Yeah,
yeah.
we fought like cats and dogs. Man.
Right.
It's not like a good brother fist fight
All
as
right.
an encore for the gig.
Guitar over the head.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, so your songwriting is really what brought you to Nashville, or was it more the musicians thing?
I think so, man. I've told people before, man, if I knew what was happening in that process, and I would have messed it up. I would have leaned one way or the other, and most definitely messed it up. I think, man, I had a lot of backup. I was married, and my wife was super, super supportive, man. And not that she was, she had to be. She was just there for it, and I had a reason to go do something, or otherwise I'd have just kept playing in bars, man. It didn't really. I never had that super urge to go conquer the world and play, Wembley Stadium or BootCon or anything. It was kind of and my guys that I played with were my best friends, so they wanted to do it, and so that's what kind of drove the artist thing. But the songwriting thing was what was most interesting to me. I just love the thought of I feel like I'm tricking them every day into letting me stick around another day. I know one day they'll figure me out. But yeah, I always enjoyed that. So it got super hard to separate those two things. I would come in and like a lot of artists do now, man. The artist thing is hard work, man.
Oh yeah, man! Like the touring, the schedule all the interviews that have
the
to happen
radio
early
stuff,
in the
man.
morning,
Yeah, and if you're writing your own stuff, man, you got to come in on Monday and hit it, man. If you got a day off, Monday,
it'll be
Tuesday,
1 or
Wednesday,
2 days off, and you're hitting
You
it
got
right
a bus
away.
call at 12 o'clock on Wednesday night, man, and you're back out. But I kind of enjoyed, man. I'm so ADD that I enjoyed having two things. But 2 or 3 years of that schedule was just a little too much, man. And I had one thing that was working.
Yeah.
Which was songwriting, and the other thing just not working
All right,
at
yeah.
all,
Yeah. And that's for me, I've been a touring drummer 17 years, so I'm transitioning to come off the road,
right,
to focus on stuff in town and do spot dates and that kind of thing, and because it is tough, because I'm trying to write, but then you commit to an artist that has this crazy schedule,
man,
and you have hardly any time in town to do anything. I gotta have a weekend, even if I play, Wednesday to Friday, Saturday, I gotta have at least 1 or 2 days off.
Sure.
Gotta be able to get in the woods.
Yeah. Oh, and the older you get too, man, it's harder to keep that thing up, and it's tough, man. Yeah. And then I didn't hunt the whole time I was doing that. I just didn't. I didn't have time to. It was the last thing on my mind, man.
Right.
Was doing that. And it's interesting when you get off that thing. When I got off, that was when I was like, oh man, I was been all in music or touring or whatever it was. Has been all encompassing for so long that now I have extra time. We didn't have kids at the time, so I literally bought a motorcycle that didn't suit. And I bought Brad Tersey had sailboats, and I bought a sailboat with him.
Oh
We
yeah,
sailed.
he's still got one on the
I
lake,
think
right?
Yeah, he's trying to sell it. I think.
Okay.
Yeah, so if
Yeah.
you're looking for a sailboat now,
Yeah.
so we did that, and then I had some buddies that were big back into hunting. So it kind of just that's the thing that stuck. So I didn't have a hobby, but you had to have something to do.
Right, you
So
didn't-
what do regular people do?
Oh yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, at
yeah.
that point you had been just kicking butt the entire time, working both sides, like
Sure.
just touring and writing songs. It is all encompassing.
Yeah, man,
It's
it
like-
is.
It's hard because and you have to be a real, as they call it, a self-starter, because so much of this isn't, you're not providing an actual service a lot of
Right.
times.
Yeah.
You're just like, so it's not like you're punching a clock. So
Yeah.
you have to yourself get up and make things happen
Sure.
pretty much every day.
Sure.
That's what's tough
It's
about
tough.
being a musician and a songwriter, is because it's like there's not an actual formula
Right.
that you can just say, I'm going to do this, this, and this.
And that's how I get
That's
that.
going to happen.
Yes,
But
yeah.
it's not really like that. You just
Not
have
at
to
all.
connect the dots. You got to hang out with the right people, and hopefully you're in the right circles that can push your
That
music.
can get
and-
you there. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's not a weird thing at all. It's not like you're just hanging out with your friends just because of that. It's
Yeah.
just you're like-minded in what you're
Like-minded
doing.
is the thing, I
Yeah.
think. Yeah. I was talking to Randy yesterday, and he said something about going somewhere with or hunting with some guys, or I can't remember what we were talking about. And so
Randy
those were-
Montana?
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. And he said, I said, well, dude, those guys they're not even good at writing songs, so why would we hang out with them? It's just interesting, man. Or it's just, those guys that you kind of connect with and that can help you or make you, challenge you to write better.
Yeah.
And I found those pretty early on, and then be super lucky on top of that, to stick around as, 10 years, man, in Nashville's a long time, man. That's, you became, to stick around and still
yeah.
be doing it. There's guys that, since we've been in town, that have come and gone twice.
Oh,
since
yeah.
we-
No, I've seen that
I've
happen
been
where guys will
hanging out,
move, wherever, back home or else to LA,
Yeah.
try it out there, and then come
Yeah.
back here and be like, LA's too expensive. I'm moving back.
Yeah. Yeah. They're sleeping in their car trying to get a cut, and,
It's wild.
it's tough, man. But also an awesome job, too.
Yeah, it is an awesome job, and there are opportunities in Nashville. That's why I love living here. That's why I'm going to retire here, because it's like, I just love the opportunities, and there's a real creative, helpful atmosphere. Everyone seems to be gunning for each other to succeed.
Sure.
Whereas some cities, it's not like that.
It is not like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think there's a healthy competition in those things where I'm super happy for somebody that, that gets a cut, but also I really want to get it real bad.
Oh,
too.
yeah,
You know what I
absolutely,
mean? It's
yeah.
like, and they'll be happy for me when I get it,
Yeah.
We were having that conversation the other day. A new buddy a buddy, two guys. One has no cuts, and one's got one on climbing the charts. And I told the guy that didn't have it. I said, "Man, you told him congratulations, right?" He said, "Yeah, man." I was like, "Don't be that guy that doesn't do it." You know
Right,
what I mean?
yeah, right.
It just kind of feels gross, man. And it's
Mhm.
sometimes it's tough to be happy for those guys, but you got to,
Yeah.
Especially when they post it 800 times on their Instagram. Man.
Right,
It's got
exactly.
cut on the thing. Like, come on, man.
Right.
Take a picture of your kid or something. I want to see that.
Right,
I'm
exactly.
tired of being jealous of you.
Right, exactly. You got another hit. We
Oh,
get
did
it.
you?
Yeah,
Oh,
right.
yeah, that's great, man. Good for you. Yeah.
They're watching it rise the whole
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It's 16 today. Was
Right.
The next day. It's 15.
Right.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. So when you probably started hunting kind of like I did when you're really young, or were
Yes.
into it somewhat?
Yeah. My
Yeah.
pops, well, and when we were younger, baseball, football, and stuff like that. But as I got 14 or 15, and I only liked Nirvana, was the only thing that I liked anymore. You remember that?
That was my high school
Yeah,
era.
That was the only thing we had in common. It was hunting, and my dad was a Church of Christ preacher growing up, and But you know.
So he didn't know what Nirvana really was.
Oh yeah, no, he knew because I turned it up real loud.
Oh, okay, all right.
I think he referred to it as that mess.
Right,
is
right,
what he
okay.
referred to it was. Turn that mess off.
All right.
But yeah, they were super supportive of our music stuff, man, and to a fault.
All right.
We had you know, a PA and the thing.
Dude, I had a PA
man.
in my room.
Yeah.
And I would put on some Stone Temple Pilots.
Yeah.
And just headphones and the PA and just play along. And
Oh,
my
we
mom's
did
like,
too, man.
What Christian band is that? And I'm like, it's Stone Temple Pilots. And
Yeah.
it's kind of like,
Yeah.
it's an old Christian band.
You remember from the verse in the Bible,
Right, yeah.
No, we had we were in Lexington, Tennessee, and we had the living room where the living room should be.
Mm-hmm.
That was a band room, and my parents watched TV and stuff in the little what would be the dining room.
Oh, okay.
So they had all their stuff kind of shoved over in a corner. We would watch TV in there.
That's cool.
We had a drum set set up, man, and it was every day they would do. All the kids would come over after school, and my brother's band would practice, and they did Stone Temple Pilots and Pearl Jam and stuff like that, and we would do Nirvana and the Ramones and the Circle Jerks and the Queers, and we were doing that.
All right.
So ours were a little bit later, and worse, way worse. My
All
brother's
right.
band was really good, and they were nice enough to let us play with them after they okayed our set list. But yeah, when we got that age, that was about the only thing that we had in common was going hunting. So we went a bunch, man. And my
that's
pops
cool.
is a great hunter, man, and he's probably sitting there looking at turkeys in my backyard right now, man.
Oh, really?
And trying to figure out if I'll get mad if he shoots it or not. Yeah. But I learned a bunch from him, man. And we would go. We didn't have a lot of places to go. And West Tennessee didn't really have. Everybody. That was still back in the day of.
They didn't have turkeys back then, really.
There were no turkey. I remember seeing the first turkey I saw. I remember seeing in the woods. I was 18 or 19 years old.
That's
and
wild.
when they flew up, I kind of walked up on them. And when they flew up, I was, what in the world is happening right here, man? They didn't have them. And not many deer. Was a lot of road hunting around where we live. Cedar Grove, Tennessee is where I always say Jackson, but it's just a kind of rural spot around Jackson.
We used to hunt. We still have access to a cabin out in Clarksburg. You know Clarksburg?
It's right in.
Yeah.
So Clarksburg's own. What's that road? 22 goes
I think
up?
it's 22. Yeah.
So Clarksburg's here, and you kind of cut off, and Cedar Grove's right there.
Oh, okay. So that's the same area. Real flat.
Real
rolling
flat,
hills,
yeah. Beautiful
There's
land,
just
man.
now getting to be good turkey hunting there. It did for a long time on the property. There wasn't any turkeys.
Yeah.
And now they're really coming on. So I mean, TWRA is kicking butt by bringing back the turkey hunting and you know the conservation with wild turkeys and placement.
Yeah.
So that's been cool to see that come up. That's pretty cool.
We still, my wife has land, grandmother has land in kind of Bass Springs towards Selmer, Tennessee.
Okay.
We go out there a lot, and there's deer, turkeys, and everything.
Oh, that's cool.
But
so
growing up,
did you did y'all do a little bit of everything? Duck hunt too?
Never duck hunted,
That's
man.
what we never have.
There was
I've
like too much
never-
money involved in that.
Right.
I always heard, it's like we didn't have a boat, we didn't have which we were right there. I mean, West Tennessee's a great spot for duck hunting, I guess.
Yeah, Tennessee River.
Runs right through there. They're doing that a lot in Mississippi. I still got a little lease in Mississippi, and there's a lot of ducks that get, they call them lost ducks. So they'll go up that Pickwick through there and kind of over into our little spot. But we never did, man. It was
that's us
there's
too.
always turkeys, like one squirrel hunt a year. Turkey hunt. My dad didn't turkey hunt. He just started a couple of years ago.
Oh, okay.
So he only deer hunted, and we basically deer hunted for meat, to eat. We didn't know we were doing that, but he was real happy when we killed something. So we never culled anything, man. It was, we culled them all. I guess.
Right, yeah, exactly.
It was, if we saw a deer,
If it was brown, it was down.
We were shooting that deer.
Right.
But no does. But we were right there. Natchez Trace State Park is right there. We had a little spot that was pretty close to out there. And the first deer I killed with him, man, was it was a 7 point, which probably would have been a nice 10 later on.
Yeah, right. Let it live a little bit.
2.5-year-old deer, man. And so we had some every now and then. There'd be one. There was always one deer that kept you coming. It was like that golf stroke that you hit one time, and we'd see him every 2 or 3 years. We kind of hunted the same spot over and over and over again. And I think what I fell in love with was having that spot that I knew the woods, and I knew kind of their kind of filter through
patterns,
here, and
yep.
here's this. But if I sit right here, I can see the sunrise, and like kind of figuring that out. That's what I fell in love with. More than anything. And then as my pops is getting older, it's nice. My hunting's in a really, really good spot right now because I got a 5-year-old who killed his first deer this year.
5-year-old?
He did, man.
That's awesome.
What
was he shooting?
Well, he was shooting. There's a muzzleloader. He was sitting with me and my. Well, I'll tell this. I
want to hear this story. That's young, man. That's awesome.
He also has his father-in-law, his granddad. My father-in-law bought him his lifetime hunting license. So we got a new one, so he's got his lifetime hunting license coming.
Jared's got his kids that he's
it's great, man.
Or
it's
his
great.
parents
And I think it's a sportsman's version, so they go, you're sportsman through the whole thing, which I think is almost $200 now.
Oh yeah.
Yep,
you can get you got them all. Mm-hmm.
So we're in Ashland City, Tennessee now, and I got 17 acres right there, which is tiny. It was tiny, man.
It's awesome.
But there's a great farm behind me that I thought I would eventually buy when I bought the property, and they ended up selling it to my neighbor, who's a super nice guy, and everybody.
Is
out
it
there's
wooded
nice.
too?
There was an old tobacco allotment in that thing that he's not doing anymore, so it's just grown up, just brush, man.
Oh, okay.
And it's perfect.
Oh, so you got a huge bedding area.
Yeah, they come straight off of it down my hill right there, and I've got the creek, and he's got the bedding right there, and
that's great.
So there's timber coming down that hill. Anyway, so I built 2 boxes on the other side of that thing. So my little boy Jet thinks that we're going hunting. That means we're going to get on the iPad and he's going to eat snacks.
All right.
Which is fine with me, man, if he's sitting there. Because when we first bought that, I had never owned anything ever, especially any land.
Yep.
So immediately kind of throw this box up, and me and him would go sit. Even there, it was July when we moved in, and we were sitting in that box, man, watching deer walk out.
Oh, that's cool.
Kind of had a little,
just getting him used to it.
Yeah, 2 little food plots. And I was just so excited to have wildlife in my backyard.
Right.
So we've been in East Nashville for 7 years before that. So anyway, this year he goes with me, and it's muzzleloader, and I've been hunting the same deer that I never killed this year. I hope he's there next year. I still got pictures of him.
Nice. Have you seen him after season?
I've seen him after season.
Oh,
big,
good.
Gorgeous 10-pointer, and I saw him 7 times this year. So I was hunting this deer.
And you didn't get a shot at it?
I could have. Man, I'm getting old. Dude.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
I'm getting old.
I'm all
perfect.
about growing deer. Yeah.
It wasn't the perfect shot, and I've kind of known him so long now.
Yeah.
We've been there 2 years, and I've had pictures of him every year. And I know one of the neighbors is going to kill him, and if they do, that's fine. But I didn't have the perfect.
Right.
Like he was behind something, or maybe it's just me working it out in my head where I didn't want to shoot him or something. I'm not real sure. But I just love having him there so much.
I know, dude.
I want him to walk to this spot.
Right.
You know what I mean? And he's 40 yards, and I'm going to shoot him right there.
Yeah.
And I don't want it to be rushed. I don't want it to be. Yeah. Anyway, so I was hunting that deer, and so I told Jed I'm going to go hunting in the afternoon. And
he's like, charge my iPad.
He said, I want to go. We charged the iPad. We got some snacks. And so we're sitting there, and a little 3 or 4 point or whatever walks out from beside us right there. And I said, hey, Jet, there's a deer right here. So he kind of pops up and puts the iPad down, and we're watching him eating in our little food plot we put together. And I get him to help me do that stuff too. And, so he finally said, and he always brings his BB gun with him. So he's a BB gun there. And he said, we were sitting there watching, and he goes, I want to shoot that deer. And I said, well, dude, if you shoot him with a BB gun, he's just going to run off, and he's not going to come back. We won't see him anymore.
Yeah.
He said, I don't want to shoot him with that BB gun. I want to shoot him with that gun. And points at the muzzleloader.
Oh, he did?
Oh, no. So I immediately text his mom. And I said, hey, Jet wants to shoot this deer. She said, well, what do you think? And 5 is young, but he's seen us hunt.
Yeah, so he's seen
times.
you beside a dead deer and
sure,
the whole thing.
And the turkeys, and when he was 2, he asked me why that turkey was asleep, and I said, well, he was just tired.
Right, exactly.
So anyway, I talked to him, and I said, well, buddy, this deer is not going to be here after. If you shoot it, it's going to be gone, and we're going to eat it. That's what we're doing. We're not just,
So
we're
you were
just going to whack it out
as the deer's
as the deer's still down there, yeah. And so I was praying for it to just walk away.
Right.
Please walk away.
Right.
And it didn't. It just hung out right there. And so we were talking. I'm texting his mom. So anyway, finally the deer lays down. There's a little old field rock. He laid down on the thing. Right. So I finally said, buddy, I kind of want your deer to be bigger than Daddy's first deer. So I said, if a big deer comes out, I said, we'll shoot it.
Yeah.
And man, like like it was, here he comes over the hill.
Oh,
Like,
another
just
deer comes down?
chugging down. He's going to run this little buck off.
Oh, man.
And it was riding muzzle, dude. They were high. I mean, it was crazy.
This year especially.
Oh, dude, it was
muzzle,
wild.
The
was
rut
wonderful.
was crazy.
It was
this year.
wonderful.
Yeah.
So he comes chugging along, big old deer, man, and it was just a 6-point, but he was gone. Like there was stuff gone, it was broke, everything.
Oh, okay.
So he was a nice. I mean, he would have been a 130 maybe if he
so
had all the
wide.
stuff. Big, nice deal, man. And he comes chugging down the hill, big body. You can tell because he's standing right next to it.
Right.
He runs this 3-pointer off. So I was like, all right, man. And he gets in the thing, and I mean, he's literally 40 yards away. And so I said, hey, you want to shoot this? Yeah,
Right.
yeah. So I did it again. I was like, dude, he's good, not going to be here anymore.
Right.
He's going to be gone. So he gets the thing, and I can see the scope through, and he's in between my legs, and I'm kind of getting it right because
Right.
it's so close. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
you can
crazy
just
close.
point at it. Yeah.
And so he can't quite. I said, you just got to put the crosshair in. So he shot before,
Yeah.
So he finally just kind of pulled the trigger
Oh, right,
than he
yeah.
did anything. So, dude, he jumped up the hill, and then I saw him,
Fall back.
fall back.
That's awesome.
I mean, maybe 40, maybe 30 yards further. And so I get Jet down, and we wait. We do all the thing. I explain to him why and all stuff. I said we want him, make sure we shoot good. And then he's expired, and so I let him track him. I said we got to find. I knew where he was. We
Yeah.
got to find blowers to go up the hill. So my dad came down there, and I got Jet to go back down for the gross parts,
Right.
So it
Oh,
was
yeah.
field dressing and stuff.
Right.
And he watched us, skin it,
Hang it,
dang
skin it.
We ate it that night, man.
Man,
And he
he's
thought
hooked
he
for
was the
life.
biggest dude. He thought it was the greatest thing that ever happened, man.
Yeah.
It was pretty awesome. So
That's
great
cool.
spot in my hunting career that I don't care about that much about. If I kill anything, I'd love for my pops to kill a nice deer, man, because
Yeah.
he never has killed a really nice one. And,
Yeah.
we spent so much time in Illinois and Missouri, and then we used to follow deer season down. I say me and Randy hunted a bunch. And
Oh,
I've got
okay.
3 or 4 friends that,
Cool.
Dan Isbell and Reed Isbell, and we hunt a bunch, man. And we've seen a lot of big deer, man. But in Tennessee, man, you don't get to see them that much.
Right. Yeah. Not that.
So
not
it's
that
just such a
kind
big
of
deal for
quality.
him. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Ashland City's fantastic, man.
Oh,
God, they got some great
There's
deer.
some great deer, and I think they're getting better. I mean,
They're getting better. And all the guys around me, there's a game warden that lives 2 houses down. So all the guys around me are definitely trophy hunting. Because they're not going to kill, it's not
Yeah.
worth it to them to either shoot something off the road or shoot
or,
something small and him
or
catch them.
spook the, shoot up the woods or anything like that.
Right,
Everybody's doing
right.
That's good. Sounds like you're in a good spot there.
Yeah, so it's
Everybody's
been
growing
nice,
deer.
man, having a little spot to go and not having to travel either. And
Yeah.
getting my pot. So I didn't kill anything this year. I killed a nice 8 last year with my bow and a couple of turkeys. My uncle came and it was his introduction to turkey hunting.
Oh, okay.
I tagged him out. He killed so many. I said, "You're done until you go."
This season?
No, last season.
Oh,
I
okay.
said, last season they were crazy good right there.
I killed
But
5 last year, which
Yeah.
is great. Well, I mean, I killed 3, but called in the rest for buddies.
Right. Yeah, that was close,
But-
man. Good job.
Yeah, it's crazy. This year it's been tougher.
It's been tough, man.
I
It's
don't
been
know.
tough
They've
this
been
year.
silent. I don't know
Yeah.
what's going on with the turkeys.
Yeah,
this
we
year.
were talking about it too, man. I had them just coming in like crazy last year. I didn't even have to
Okay.
call that much, and this year just hardly nothing, man. I mean, they'll gobble back, but then they won't come.
Oh, yeah.
But now it's weird, man. That towards the end of the season, I'm getting them more in there. I don't know
Okay,
if
so
it's
you
le-
have
it's
a
leaving
flock that's
up.
hanging out, like a
Huh?
couple birds that are hanging out on the
Yes,
back.
yes, yes.
they're
And I
roosting.
see that my neighbor has got cows right there, and I see the tom, but he comes across the road. He'll come across the road and go right through his front yard and down into my little spot.
Oh, dang.
But he does it at like noon or 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock or something
wild.
weird like that. It's so weird, man. I don't know where he's coming from.
So
Oh,
Randy posted a video on his Instagram this
Of
last.
Gunner?
Yeah, of his
Yeah,
son.
I haven't got to watch it yet. I
Holy
saw it
cow,
this
that
morning.
was hilarious.
Yeah.
His son's probably like 6 or something, I guess.
Gunner?
Yeah, how old is
Oh
he?
no, dude, he's 2 or 3.
Oh, is he really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
the
yeah,
video,
yeah.
you can't really tell, but he's
Yeah.
sitting there going, "Brr, brr, brr."
Oh, is
and
he?
there's 2 huge toms walking
That's
to the woods,
awesome.
and they're answering him and stuff, and
Yeah.
so he's got him. I guess he's got him on his property too.
I think his mother-in-law's got. I mean, it's a small spot too.
Okay.
I'm assuming that's where he's been killing.
got you.
Randy's secret, man. He won't tell you where he's going, man. And my aunt's got a little spot over in. Him and Luke Combs would go over there and hunt quite a bit, man. And I'll share with Randy, but he don't share, man. He don't tell nobody where.
All right. Yeah, that's old school.
Yeah, no, I'm just kidding about it.
No,
He is. Randy's a good hunter, man. He's really good.
That's cool. I hate that I missed that podcast. It was just Jared and and Randy on that one, but
yeah.
I think I met him a long time ago, but that podcast was awesome.
Yeah, me and Randy had deals about the same time. That's how we kind of met.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hunt a little public land too, and there's one spot I don't tell people where it is because it's so small.
Okay.
There's one spot, but like we'll hunt Cheatham County because it's 10,000 acres, so you there's room for everybody.
I've hunted that a million times.
Man. Oh yeah,
we got some good friends.
It's kind of tough out there.
It's tough, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've literally seen one buck out there that was worth shooting.
I've never seen a buck out there.
I've seen one, and it was if I had a bow, and if he only walked right in front of me. That's the only way he would have been good to shoot.
Yeah.
But they kill. We know a bunch of guys. But there's only 3 or 4 guys that run that whole thing, which is amazing. But we know those guys real good. Steve Swall and Jamie, and I forget the new game warden's name out there. But they had kind of taken us around at one time and go, "Hey man, this is a good spot." But they said, I think this year they killed 140s over there. I think the biggest one over there is like 160 or 170 they killed over in. And I got some neat secret ninja spots over there too.
All right,
I'll trade
we'll
you,
have
dude.
to get out. Yeah, we'll trade. Man, I got a spot at south of town. That's all I'll say. It's south of town.
Yeah.
It's wild.
Yeah.
Like the amount of deer that are on it, but I just stumbled upon it. One of those things.
Yeah.
But, so I'm just thinking of like tips and stuff like that. How's your food plots been going, and how did you prepare your food plots? And a new property. You just picked out the spot.
I only had it's Cheatham County, so I only had 2 spots.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean it's all hills and drop off. So I've got basically a.
So that was the only place you could put it.
That's the only place I could put them.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I'd have built this house, man, that's what we were gonna do when my wife got pregnant. So we ended up buying out there, and I was just ready to be out of town with the kids and do the stuff that we're doing. Now, so it's basically a drop, kind of a baseball diamond, and it's a drop, and there's a creek that's the border. So that creek drops on one side. So then I had to figure out. I've got a little food plot beside the driveway that I never hunt. I just kind of to keep them coming through at night, and they do. It works. And I just put that regular 7-card kind of stuff in there that grows everything.
Okay.
And it does real well on the side of that hill. It's got a south-facing hill. But it's been hard on in that creek bottom because it's all rock, man.
Oh yeah.
All super rock. So
not a lot of sun. Either.
Not a lot of sun. Only in the summer. So what I figured out this year, because you go buy this throw and grow stuff, and you just go out there and throw it out, and it grows. Well, not if there's not getting any sun. It's just not going to happen. So that's always been the hard part for me. It's easy to do the big open food plot fields. So and I did, man. I guess it's been 5 or 6 years ago. I bought a tractor and I started doing it all, and really trying to figure out what to do and how to do it and when to do it. Which is the hardest part is when to me. So last year, everybody planned their food plots. It rained and rained and rained and rained and rained, and everybody planned their food plots, and then it didn't rain for, I think it was 6 weeks.
Yeah,
and
it was
everything
like nothing.
died.
Yeah.
Everything died. So I had planted like a regular kind of Evolve 7-card stuff. I've had good luck with that. So big
Evolve
giant
7-card? I've never heard of that.
Big giant turnips. So it's turnips and winter peas and a couple of grasses and clover, a couple of clovers, and I can't remember what else.
You get a Tractor Supply?
I ordered it this year.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I ordered it off Amazon. But man, it had come up great. But then this year I read the reviews, and some people would say it came up great, and some people would say nothing came up. But I figured that was also just
it could have been
luck of the draw.
Right.
I'll plant food plots. So last year that all died, and I thought, well, maybe it's because it's in that bottom. So what I did is planted winter wheat. When the leaves all went off, I went down there and raked it all out. Mm-hmm. And I planted winter wheat, and it came up super fast, and it was huge, and there were turkeys in it like crazy.
Oh, that's cool.
But then when it dies, it's gone,
Mm-hmm.
So I ended up bush hogging it down and leaving it open again and kind of spreading it out more. And this year, I bought so many sets of seed, and I've always been on a budget buying those seeds. So I thought, well, I got these 2 tiny spots. Mm-hmm. I'm going to get online, and I'm going to find the most expensive. You see that like white clover stuff with it's like a 10-pound bag and it's $100. And I was
Right.
like, you know what? I'm just gonna do it, man.
See what
And
happens.
man, it looks gorgeous, man.
Oh, really?
That's what I did this year, and it's beautiful, man. And so I put chicory in there too. So I did just clover
Okay.
and chicory in there, and the chicory came up, and I guess something ate it. I don't know. It's all the buds are gone
Okay.
off of it.
I'm sure it's a deer.
It's got to be, yeah. But I
dude.
figured they'd eat that clover
tear it
for
up.
us. But it's been great, man. And I've tried 10 different kinds of clover. I've got that hill that goes down, and I planted that just to kind of see. So I'd go plant my food plots and something, and then I'd do different sections of seed
on
to
the
see
hill.
what was working.
Yeah.
But I'd never tried this, and it came up like crazy. And it was that coated blue seed, so it's got the drought resistant stuff on there. But also, it rained like crazy this year, so I planted that in. What is it now?
It's May.
May now, so it was probably March, June, February, end of February, 1st of March or something
Yeah.
like that. When it first started, when we were going, okay, we think it's not gonna frost again.
Okay, that's when you
And
put
it's
it up.
looking fantastic, man. It's really, really
Man,
great.
that's
And
cool.
the deer are crazy eating that.
Nice.
Yeah,
I've got a little spot. We moved to College Grove, and we got 5 acres now. So I got a
Yeah.
tractor and like the
Nice,
whole thing.
man.
So I got
Yeah.
a little spot in the back. All right, it's about an acre. I'm gonna put a food plot in and
Yeah.
stuff. And
Yeah.
we've only done the throw and grow stuff in the middle
Yeah.
of the woods. You know, 'cause,
Yes,
like
yes.
we're hunting private land mostly,
right.
and you can't cut
Sure.
trees and that kind of stuff.
Sure.
But now I got my little spot, and I'm
Yeah.
like, all right. But I actually, it was end of February. If you go to Walmart, they have these clearance aisles. They're
Okay.
like not by the hunting section at all. It's
Huh.
like at the other side of the store.
Yeah.
And I went down there and I got 4 bags of biologic, the mossy
Yeah.
oak stuff.
Yeah.
It was $4 a bag.
No
And
kidding.
I was like, holy crap.
I mean,
Holy crap.
Biologic would buy that.
I know, yeah. They would. That's probably less than it.
Oh, yeah,
cost them to
yeah.
make it. But yeah, so I grabbed a bunch of biologic, and
That's awesome.
so I'm gonna.
I've seen
I'm
guys
waiting
make
a little bit. I'm gonna put it in, but I want them to be like coming in right before deer season. Where
Right.
it's really fresh right
Right,
then.
right,
So
right.
I'll probably wait till like June or something.
Yes.
Just- But yeah, like you're saying, you're always trying to figure out the best
Man,
time.
the time is
And,
the
like,
timing is the hardest thing to do, man. And we had, I guess what the little I know about food plots, we've got a buddy that hunts Missouri. That's all he works all year to go hunt Missouri, and he's got leases and just spends way too much money on,
Right. Oh,
on
yeah.
it. But man, he
He's
kills a
married
gorgeous
too?
deer. And no, he's not married.
Okay,
No,
that's
he's
all
not married.
right. There's a correlation there.
Yeah, but he kills a giant, dude. I think 190 something was the biggest one. This
Wow,
year,
dang.
his group killed a 200 that all go down there.
Man.
And he would always let us go, and we would always just like, hey man, let us go down and help you do food plots. So he kind of teach us about what, in his own Mississippi way, which was not much. He would just tell us begrudgingly what he had to tell us to get us to
All
shut
right.
up.
All right.
But he was doing the biologic, and up there they would eat it so fast that they wouldn't let it come up. So he started doing beans because you only have this certain amount of time. So the first food plots I did in West Tennessee, I cut down 2 acres of CRP that I had seen deer in 1 billion times. And I chopped the whole thing and I planted beans, and no beans came up, and I didn't see any deer in
Oh, man,
all
that
year
sucks.
long. So I feel like I learned a valuable lesson on that hunting thing, where it's like if it's working, it's
Right.
already
If you got
working.
something that's growing, yeah.
Leave it alone. And then one of the guys at Steve Swall at the Cheatham, they did a test one year because they do a bunch of food plots. So they're standing corn, and they'll do.
Oh
beans,
yeah,
and
I've
they'll
seen
do,
those. Yeah.
food plots and that things. So they did like 2 or 3 sections of one. They did the most high protein food plot mix that you could buy. So it was like
Okay.
a 7-card thing or whatever, biologic or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And then they did another section that was just standing corn, I think. And then they did another section where they just took the land and flipped it over and left it.
Oh really?
And the highest rated protein out of all of that stuff was the land that they had just turned
just
over and
turned
let
it?
nature just grow itself. Whatever it grew
Wow.
is what it grew. So they actually pulled it up and tested the protein. That's how they rate all those things. Is
Okay.
How much protein in it. I think I'm getting that story right. I'll
Wow.
have to ask Steve, but
That is really interesting.
that was the highest one on the thing, and it's like, here we are spending.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You
It's
just
like,
have to till
you
the
can't
land.
buy the $50 clover. You got to buy the $300 clover,
Right.
and that's actually what works. Yeah, I thought that was the craziest
That is
thing.
wild, huh?
And they said it was burning too, so you burn it if you can slow
I've
burn
seen,
it. I'm
I've
always
seen
scared
you guys
to do
do
that.
that quite a bit, where that all that new growth that comes out.
Yeah, that was a big Missouri thing. You see those guys out there when we would go up to, and they would burning it off and then plant it again, or not for that matter. I
Right.
guess
That's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to planting this year, and we've only done smaller like quarter-acre spots and like little kill zones, which works great because I mean if it's like really fresh and you're gonna find it like
absolutely.
a little 30-acre spot, you have one spot off to the side,
Yeah.
But awesome, man. The I guess what's your to wrap things up? What's your main reason for hunting? Like in this crazy, like you're taking a lot of time and doing this, sport and activity after you're already playing music and doing everything with the family. What's your main reason for hunting?
Yeah. Oh man, I think I have 2 or 3 points on this because we've all had this. Guys that hunt and have this conversation all the time. Why we do, the painful. Especially deer hunting's painful. Well, turkey hunting's painful this time of year. I've got more mosquito bites and I don't care to talk about. Yeah.
Right.
But because I've thought about it a bunch, and as songwriters, we're paid to overthink everything. Mm-hmm. So I've done it sitting in a deer stand, and I I came up with this one time. It feels like, when you're young and you're hunting to feel like a man. And when you're old and you're hunting, you're trying to feel like you felt when you were a kid, when you were hunting, so you feel younger.
That's cool. I never really thought about it like that.
Man.
That's true.
It really is, because you just want to get that feeling again, of what that felt like when you were out there the first time and how amazing it was and gorgeous and beautiful. And I have one that I tell my wife, I said, well, if I asked a guy to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning and let's go watch the sunrise out here, he probably wouldn't go. But if I said, hey man, let's go deer hunting, he'd probably just go out there with me. That feels like my thing is kind of, I love that part, watching the woods wake up.
I do too, man.
And as crazy as our schedules get, and you kind of got this 2 times a year where I know I'm going to get it. Like I'm going to get the kind of Zen kind of thing, and if I can't meditate or I can't do all that stuff, or if I feel weird about that, I can go hunt and I get that thing.
Yeah.
As tired as I am, and at the end of the season, we hate every turkey that is in the woods. Oh yeah,
you're frustrated with every turkey. And like, I don't want to see a turkey.
Yeah. But it's such a great feeling, man, to have those things. Walk up on you. That's me, man. It's kind of it keeps me sane and whatever that thing is inside of you that makes you want to do it. It doesn't match my personality at all to want to go hunt all the time. But
I know that's the thing. Like even my parents, which my dad was always into hunting, but I mean not like really hardcore.
Yeah.
But they would, I'm not a morning person whatsoever.
Me neither.
I can't schedule anything before 10 a.m.
Yeah.
Like even in our construction business or, rights, definitely not, Yeah. But, so for me to get up at 4 in the morning.
Yeah.
To be in a deer stand by 5.
Yeah.
That has to be something I really love.
Absolutely.
So it's like, and it is one of the things that just keeps you centered.
Yeah.
It feels like.
Yeah.
And just to watch God's beauty, everything waking up in the morning, and man. So.
And then I've talked about this a whole bunch here lately too. We at one time when we were doing all that Missouri stuff, and we had a buddy that was a ball player, and he talked about doing a TV show and all that stuff. So we start going down this road of, are we gonna do a hunting show and all. So towards the end of that thing was everybody kind of got upset with each other, and there was all this stuff going on. It was like, wait guys, we're just hunting, man. Everybody in this room has already made their hobby a job.
Right.
So let's not make another hobby a job. Let's enjoy.
Yeah.
And that's why, to me, it feels like this year. I mean, it's like even turkey hunting. I told us, like, if it doesn't call back, and I don't call, and the turkey call back, and I know he's coming, and then I call again, and then he pops out, I'm not gonna shoot it. It's just not.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't need that anymore. I'm not going out. I'm not bloodthirsty at all. I don't want to do it anyway. It's just kind of like.
It's more about the whole experience.
It's the whole experience, man. It's the idea of being able to do it and overcoming that stuff and making it happen and knowing that you sat in a deer's living room and he didn't know you were there, and you and you shot him. You know, and it's a respect thing to me.
Totally.
But also not getting too worked up about it, man. I try not to, and I know, man, some guys get there. I've got buddies that are just, man, they're kicking themselves if they don't kill a 170 every year, you know.
Yeah.
And man, I'm happy if I see a doe and a fawn run out, man. It makes me so happy. I love it, man.
Yeah, that's us too, man. First of all, we love to meet. You know, I love to meet, and I'll shoot a doe first of the season for the bow, and just pop one and get some more meat in the freezer.
Yeah,
you know,
we do too, man.
Even
We still
that whole
got something
thing,
this
it's
year,
like, you know. But, well, that's cool, man. Oh, that was our whole premise for Hunt Nashville and what we're doing is just like every tour bus that I get on, or every, you know, band I'm a part of that you're doing showcases where there's always at least one dude that hunts also. It's pretty rare that I'm like the only guy that hunts, but once in a while, you know, I'm the lone wolf.
Absolutely.
But it seems like in country music and in Nashville, there's a lot of people that love the outdoors, and so you know, we just thought we would expand the community a little bit.
Sure, man.
And,
I think
so
it's great, man.
Awesome.
I'm enjoying the pod. Listen to a bunch of them, man. I've enjoyed it. Yeah.
And Jonathan reached out to us on Instagram.
I did, man.
And I thought that was really cool. And I was like, yeah, man.
Yeah, dude, I follow you guys on Instagram. It's nice, man. Yeah. It's nice to see those, because you guys are getting out, obviously, a lot, man. So when I can't, at least I want to know some guys having luck or enjoying it.
We try to show, like, real time, like, hey, this is the struggle that we're facing right now in the woods, you know? So, like, if you can't make it out this week, we'll post something. So they're like, all right, well, in Tennessee, this is what's going on. Yeah. Like, birds are quiet. I don't know about y'all. And then, you know, you kind of get a read on what everybody's doing and stuff. So it's a lot of fun. Well,
I found a bunch of those Tennessee deer hunters.
Oh, yeah, West Tennessee.
West Tennessee has one. Yeah. I think there's one that's Nashville kind of thing too. I think.
Okay,
I think it's more entertaining than anything because you know you can't keep some of those guys from getting on there. There's a lot of spikes. There's a lot of spikes on there, man. A whole lot of them. But
a lot of cow horns.
Yeah, it's been good. That's interesting, man. To see what everybody's doing and get out. And you're right, man. I told my publisher the other day about having conversations with these guys that are in bands and stuff like that, and I said, well, you know, if you catch a guy that hunts, all you got to say is you kill any turkeys, man, and you're in.
Oh yeah,
you're super in.
That's
man.
it. Yeah,
I did that little thing with Rascal Flatts the other day, man, and I met. That's the first time I met Gary LeVox, and in 2 minutes we were showing him each other pictures.
Oh, that's how quick it happens. It's that. You're like,
he was
check out this.
Look at this one. Look at this one.
Oh, he's growing them when they're fawns.
Oh, dude, he had. There was a turkey over there. I was like, dude, that's not a turkey. That's an ostrich. I mean, I've never seen a turkey that big, man.
Did somebody kill it, or is it?
He killed it. Yeah,
really?
Yeah, he's got. I forget where his place is. He probably won't want me to tell him about it.
It's like that chicken that came out of the doghouse. Have you seen that with the big legs? There's this big leg chicken somewhere in Russia or something. 6 foot tall.
No kidding. That's what this looked like. I swear it was impressive. It was impressive. Yeah, but man, you get those in Thomas Rhett's the same way, man. You see him and
okay.
turkeys, man.
Yeah, I haven't hung out with him any. Well, I got into hunting. Well, I toured with Andy Griggs and rented a house from him. So
yeah. I know Andy. Yeah.
But so it was.
I met him.
Yeah. But, well, cool, man.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you guys for doing it, man. That's awesome. Man.
Yeah.
So we just had some tacos, babe.
It's Quattro de Mayo.
Quattro de Mayo at the Weaver Lodge in College Grove, Tennessee. And I worked all day in the rain, and I was home late because I was I was recording a podcast with Jonathan Singleton, and I come home, and my wife has an amazing dinner almost ready. I mean, you had the meat done.
You had the other ingredients.
I know, but
so how could I have had it all done?
Well, the hardest part was like getting the meat browned when you're making tacos.
Hardest part is cooking with a toddler on your hip and an 8-month pregnant stomach. That's the hardest part.
That is the hardest part. when she's like pulling at your coattails.
Everything. Mm-hmm. But
How
it
have
was
I
delicious.
been this hunting season for turkey season? Have I been pretty present? You know, still doing
You've
dad.
gone hunting more this season than probably the last few. I'm just gonna say that.
But I am keeping up with dad duties, right?
Yeah, sure.
Come on.
Yeah.
I mean,
On the days you're not hunting, I guess.
we have one more week, babe. One more
Oh,
week.
is that all? Sweet. I don't care, Kevin. Do what you want to do.
I've gotten really lucky.
So what you're saying is the next week you're going to be out every morning.
Well, I mean, I might have to get up really early a couple times this coming week, because I've gotten a couple of phone calls, people that want to kill some turkeys, and it's my duty as one of the leaders of Hunt Nashville to make sure that everyone gets a chance to shoot a bird.
I hear you. Just don't be gone all day.
Okay. All right. Check out this podcast we did.
Carrie.
We're gonna go one time with Carrie on Saturday, and I think Carrie's probably done too, because Hillary's probably like, "No, you ain't going again either." All right, check out this podcast we did with Jonathan Singleton.